Hiya, my name is Stephen Kenyon and I'm a teaching and learning consultant in primary English and history for Lancashire LPDS. Today I'm going to be exemplifying the use of the IModel. Now the IModel is a teaching strategy that we use in our training to develop sentence construction. We recommend the use of short 10-minute grammar warm-ups at the start of English lessons to teach sentence construction explicitly and discreetly. So without further ado, I'm going to share a little PowerPoint with you to help you understand how to use the IModel with your children in school. Okay, then we've got two key documents on the screen. We've got our key learning in writing, which is the place we go to for our learning objectives in primary English, and then sentence construction, grammar and punctuation exemplification exemplifies all the sentence structures in primary English and shows how we can teach the children these sentences in context in the children's writing. If you're interested in those documents, they are available on our LPDS website. Please get in touch for more details. Okay, so the IModel is so called because each of the sections starts with the letter I. Now the word immerse, the first part, means to dip, soak or plunge. So you want to saturate the children in this sentence type. Loads of speaking and listening opportunities so they get really used to it. Imitate and innovate are when the children start to actually tweak and change that sentence and start working towards eventually inventing their own sentences within this sentence structure. Finally, the children will learn to apply these sentences in context across the curriculum and improve their use of it. Now today we're going to look at some sentences based on Mud Puddle Farm, which is a year 2 text in one of our planning booklets. Okay, so kung fu punctuations. We've got 3 bits of punctuation in these sentences we're going to focus on with the children, and kung fu punctuation is a brilliant way of teaching children punctuation in a really interactive and fun way. So we've got our capital letter at the start of the sentence, which is also our conjunction when. Then we've got our comma, sh, and that's the sound effect for it, and then our full stop sound effect, hi-ya. So we'll be using that throughout the IModel so that the punctuation becomes memorable in the children's minds and they can apply that within their writing more easily. Okay, so our objective for this part of the lesson is to use subordination for time using when. For example, we went out to play when we had finished our writing. When we had finished our writing, we went out to play. Now, for this week, I'm going to focus on using when at the start of sentences with these year 2 children, just to make sure they're really familiar with doing that. Okay, so in the immerse section, we can see we've got our microphone. So because it's speak and listen, I've got my special teacher microphone I'm going to use, and the children will have a little laminated one as well. We've got our kung fu punctuation, and we've also got the speech icon, which tells us that today is all about speaking and listening. So I'm going to say the sentence to the children, they'll listen to it and then they'll echo it back. So the first step is them hearing the sentence and then saying it before they get to write it down later in the week. Okay, so I'm going to get my microphone and do my kung fu punctuation. Brilliant. When Mossop was tired, he slept on the seat of Farmer Rafferty's tractor. And then the children will listen to my tone and intonation and they will copy my actions and my tone and intonation with their own little microphones. Okay, then we move on to the next sentence. When Farmer Rafferty wanted to check the sheep, Captain carried him around the farm. Hi-ya. And we carry on with the few sentences, saying them, echoing them back and chanting them as a class and getting really used to it. And what we're doing then is the children are starting to notice the success criteria for that sentence. So we have a little discussion on the Monday about the success criteria. And we're asking the children to identify the success criteria within the sentence they've just read and pull out those skills. So what do the sentences need? The children should be able to tell us they need a capital letter, a full stop, a comma, they need to make sense, they need to include conjunctions at the start of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence, in this case when, and they need to use one in a paragraph. So we want the children right from the outset to start practicing these sentence types within short writing opportunities. Okay, so that's Monday. They saturated with the sentence type and they've developed their success criteria, which they'll use throughout the week to check the sentences. on Tuesday, we are imitating the sentence. So we're going to start with when Mossop was tired again, and it's a bit like blankety blank. So we're going to go, when Mossop was tired, and then it's blank, and the children have to fill in that blank. Okay. So obviously, if you're using sentences related to the story and you've read part of the story, they can apply it within that context. So maybe Mossop was tired, so he slept in the barn all day, or maybe Mossop was tired, so he didn't want to chase the mice. Okay, when Mossop was tired, he slept in the barn all day. Hi-ya. And so the children then have an opportunity to finish that sentence in their own way. So 2 or 3 keenies will have a go and chip in. Now, obviously, if they say it correctly, brilliant, echo it back. If they make a mistake, rather than correcting them publicly, I would listen to the sentence, correct it internally, and speak it out correctly. And then I say it correctly, the children echo it back correctly, and the child who made a mistake is now chiming away, getting it just right. Okay, so by the time 3 or 4 children have had a go at sort of finishing the sentences, then we're ready for the children to go into talk partners and talk the sentences to each other with their little microphones. Okay, and so I'm going around with the TA, listening to the children and helping them where needed, practice saying the sentences. By Wednesday, we might be innovating further and starting to develop their own sentences with support, and practicing them, not just saying them, but now writing them down. So you can see the little pencil icon there. So I'm going to demonstrate this with the children. Everything we want the children to do, we have to model. So I'm going to model saying it and then writing it down. When Mossop was tired, he slept in the barn all day. Hi-ya. Then I walk over to the board and I might say it again. When Mossop was tired, he slept in the barn all day. Hi-ya. And then I write it down. Then the children will go to their desks and have a go at writing it down themselves. What's really exciting is that even children who are reluctant writers or, struggle with writing, obviously using this strategy, they're so used to the sentence type, they're so immersed in it, they head over the desk and the majority of them, if not all of them, are able to write them down correctly. It almost feels a bit magical. By Thursday and Friday, then you can start developing this further. So they might write sentences starting with when in response to real life personal experiences, or they might write when sentences in response to stories they've read, and eventually we're going to apply these across the curriculum as well. Okay, so what are the application opportunities for this sentence type? So within our lessons, we're going to have some short burst writing outcomes within the teaching sequence, and we might apply them within scaffolding or independent outcomes linked to the unit, and also in cross-curricular lessons, so science, history, geography, etc. And what we're going to do is we're going to embed this teaching sequence or this sentence structure across future English units. So making sure that children are regularly practicing it and we're keeping that plate spinning. Now, this is our LAPS document, our learning and progression steps document for writing. Obviously, we have reading versions as well. Again, please get in touch for more details. You can see there on the strapline across the top that we've got 3 laps or 3 steps towards, on the right, the Year 2 key learning. Use subordination for time, using when, before and after. Okay. Now, obviously, lap 1 or the first step is to start using when sentences. When we went out to play, we went out to play when we'd finished our writing. Once they're confident with that, we then move on to using when and before. So before it started to rain, we ate our picnic. Hi-ya. And then finally, we're going to use some after sentences. So after the plot with Hamish the cat failed, Mrs. Grinley reached for the mustard pot. Hi-ya. Okay, so we're going to start with when, then add in before, and then add in after. And by the end of the year, they're able to use all of those different conjunctions for subordination with time. Okay, so that's the IModel. I hope you found that really helpful and really interesting, and you're going to dash out, get yourself a microphone and have a go with your class. And we'd love to hear your feedback and how you get on. So take care and stay safe.